Hello everyone, James B497 here, and today's a video where I just want to express my current thoughts of what the fuck this year has been for gaming in general. And I'm not talking about game releases, because game releases, like, we had really great games. Clair Obscura, Silksong. We have so many amazing games that came out this year. Can't wait to see which one's going to win Game of the Year, but what I'm talking about is how the gaming genre as a whole, I feel like, is dying. From companies like Nintendo, and how payment processors are just destroying creative freedom of gamers in general. I feel like this all started to feel like... Sorry, let me gather my thoughts for a moment. I feel like this all, to me at least, started with the reveal of the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct, where they revealed not only that they were pulling the trigger to $80 games when they just completely jumped from 60 to 80, and their system is $500. What? Now, if you want to make an argument for the system's at fair price, okay, sure, you can make an argument for that, but Nintendo being the ones to pull the trigger on $80 games, that was a big shock to me. And what was a bigger shock is them saying that you basically don't own your goddamn console. If you buy it and we think you're modding it or did something with it in any way, shape, or form, we have the ability to remotely brick it, meaning it cannot connect to the internet. What? So Nintendo is basically saying we don't even own our own consoles anymore. That and these game key cards, which are just a key to have the game. Or a key to download the game, and only works with said key card in. What? How does people who like game preservation... That hurts us a lot. It's like, oh, at least you're still getting something physical. That's not the point. It's not the point in the matter. And after seeing that, I basically just said, fuck this, I'm done with Nintendo. And the only game I'm ever going to buy from Nintendo now is if they port Twilight Princess over for the Switch 1. That's probably the only game I'm going to buy for Nintendo. But other than that, I'm done with that company. Unless they do a complete 180, which, at the rate they're going, that's going to be when hell freezes over. And second of all, their insane patents that they have gotten. They have patented the ability to summon creatures to fight another person or creature. They patented that. You know how many games use that? Persona, Final Fantasy. What? All just to get at Palworld, who is making a better Pokemon than you? I normally joke about this a lot, but there's no better relationship than Nintendo and their lawyers. And I've heard another comment saying Nintendo is just a law firm that makes games, and I'm just like, yeah, no, that's an accurate statement at this point. So Nintendo is dead to me. But then, not only did they do that, Xbox tried pulling the trigger on $80 games as well, but thankfully that backfired on them. But also they decided to raise their console prices not once, but twice. Twice this year now. Now it's like, what? $800 for an Xbox? Who the hell? Unless you are a diehard Xbox fan, you might as well just save up the rest of that money for a PC. And then even Sony here, which is... I love PlayStation. I have been a PlayStation fan. It was my PS1 was my first console, along with Spyro 2. But even them, with the recent showing of how they're downgrading the storage on the PS5, it's like, what the heck are y'all even doing here? This is ridiculous. And I'm pretty sure they also raised the prices of the PS5 too, which are just like, these are 5-year-old systems. Why are we raising the prices? Marketing conditions. I think we can all know that anyone with room temperature IQ, that if any company says marketing conditions, it basically means because we fucking can, will, and we know you're gonna pay anyway. And let's lead into the other thing now. How payment processors are now jumping in and have bullied Steam and itch.io into removing so many games. So many NSW games, and it's like, and people are saying, oh, why do you give a shit about NSW? Because it's gonna spread to more games. Okay? Censorship is always a slippery slope. And you got Collective Shout, the Karens who started this all, cheering and celebrating this. Like, yeah, take this, you misogynist man! First of all, that organization, you are a bunch of Karens who, why don't you try to find some way to be more productive with your life than going after us gamers who just want to live in peace? Why do you want to stir up the fires of war? Why? Because it makes you feel good about your pathetic little selves? Let that sink in, you Karens. But, and back to the other problem is, with payment processors, then we're moving so many games, and it didn't even stop at those games. We see some psychological horror games getting removed too. And now, due to everything, one of their new rulings is no game. I apologize if I get this wrong, but I believe it's now, after a game has been successfully reviewed, you can't update it later with such content. So now, if you want that in, you have to get it reviewed again and then approved, which... it's ridiculous in this. The fact that we have to go through this stuff to do the... Sorry. Let me just where's my train of thought. I'm not the best speaker in the world. Okay. But the fact is that the payment processors of Visa, MasterCard, and PayPal, they are just wanting to get into the sphere, take a slice of the pie, and ruin it. And with their concept of censoring everything. And I don't know how I feel about this. I hate it. But at the same time, it's like, what the fuck can we do as individuals at this point? We have constantly mass spammed their call centers, and we've got them to make a statement saying, oh, we don't censor games. Bullshit. But other than that, what? We have done nothing. And people are going, but Mr. Trump signed that executive order. Yes, that executive order is a good first step, I believe, but here's the thing. It's not enough. There needs to be actual laws and consequences in place to hold these payment processors accountable for doing such things, which the fact that there isn't already is kind of mind-boggling to me. But here's another thing, though. I feel like even if we get something to the House, at least in the US, and to the House, that prevents them from doing this shit, my fear is they're just going to ignore it, saying, either A, we don't care about gamers, or B, how many politicians are in their back pocket? Because I'm willing to bet it's more than enough to prevent a bill from going through. And the same can be said about the other countries, because I'm pretty sure there's one going on in Canada, EU, and Australia, 3 petitions, which, if you live in those respective regions, I urge you to go and sign each of them to open fight back. But at the same time, I'm also worried the same thing here. It's like, how many politicians they have in their back pocket, they're just going to say, nah, fuck this. And so, it really is concerning me, the fact that it's either people are going to be too priced out of gaming by Nintendo, Xbox, or Microsoft, Sony. They're just going to either price people out of gaming, or the payment processors are just going to censor everything to the point where people are not going to want to play anything anymore, or the fact that Nintendo's just going to patent the fuck out of everything so that no one can do anything. And trust me, I'm pretty sure if Nintendo could patent every single little game mechanic, they fucking would in a heartbeat. Literally, look at all they're doing just to take down goddamn Palworld. Which, I hope Palworld wins that case against them, despite all the odds. I'll be upfront, I don't think it's going to happen. Because Nintendo's just going to patent several new things left and right, which... How the hell are they getting these patents? I would like to request someone look into that judge, because part of me believes whoever is granting them these patents is on their payroll. I firmly believe that. So yeah, I can't help but feel like the death of gaming is going to happen either by us being outpriced, or the slippery slope that is censorship from the payment processors. And at least for the upscaling in prices, we can, as consumers, do something about that. We just don't buy their shit. Like, I'm not going to buy anything Nintendo related again unless they do a complete 180, with the exception of a Switch 1 port of Twilight Princess. I've already stated that, but other than that, but for those things, we just don't buy the product, and they will be forced to lower the price. Gamers can't do that. Now, question is, will enough gamers do that to the point where they will do that? I'm sure we've already seen it happen with Xbox. PlayStation, I'm sure people can do it too. The problem with that is Nintendo. There are too many goddamn Nintendo shills out there. But for that, leaving that topic aside for a moment, but the payment processors. How the hell do we fight something that every American, or any American, Canadian, basically uses? Like this, I'm pretty sure Visa, MasterCard, PayPal, almost everyone in the world uses one of the 3. How the hell do we can we fight that as individuals? Even if people come together, How can we fight that? That is what I'm worrying about. It's like, even if people push to get something to the government, who's to say the government won't just say, don't care, and shut down? And shut it down right then and there. There are a lot of problems in this world, but especially with the UK's Online Safety Act crap, which I don't even want to get into that. That's a whole other topic. But these things really have me concerned for the future of gaming as a whole, game preservation as a whole. And I'll be upfront, I don't know what to do about it. I know what I'm going to try to do starting next year, really, is I'm going to just purely buy as much physical games as I can before they stop going out permanently, which thankfully we might have at least one more generation left, because I heard the rumors state the PS6 will have a disc drive, a detachable disc drive, which that's good, because another year of this, or another generation of disc drives definitely increases my hope. But what I'm also going to be doing is I'm going to create a checklist of seeing how many of these games actually work without internet. So, not connected to the internet at all, how many of these games actually work? Like, does Clair Obscura work? Does Stellar Blade work? Does Sonic Frontiers without it? Does PS5 Dead Space Remake work without it? I will be checking these things to see if all these games can work without it, and I'll be creating a checklist starting next year, because I do want to finish my goal of 50 platinums for the year, which I'm at 38 thus far. Pretty good. But I think I'm going to wrap this up here. My closing statement is this: I'm fearing for the future of gaming as a whole, and I'm not sure what us as individuals can do about it. And honestly, it's terrifying me to see the hobby I've loved so much since I was 5 years old feel like it's dying and slipping away. Honestly, speaking, by next-gen consoles, it could very well be the case. I don't know. The only other solution I could think of, really, is just, actually just say, F the next-gen console, build a PC. I have to find space and room to put it, but build a PC and then start sailing the 7 seas. We'll see if it ever comes to that, though, but yeah. Thank you very much for watching this video. I know this is nothing like I normally do, because I just want to play games, have fun during my time off of work. Let you just recording a video, live streaming it. But I just really wanted to share my personal thoughts on this topic and how hopeless I feel right now about this situation. Well, I'm gonna call it here. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see y'all next time, which I think I'll start I think I might stream Trails in the Sky first chapter. Maybe. Maybe I'll play myself, or maybe I'll just play it by myself. I haven't decided yet. But, yeah. Take care, everyone. See you next time.